Yes, guys, what's going on? Adam McKola here with Dean. We are back for the Aftermath Live. Manchester United lost against Crystal Palace. For fuck's sake, United. That is the title, and obviously that is the mood right now. We didn't expect, as Barney from Red News tweeted today, to be skipping match of the day this early in the season, but that's what we're doing right now. And obviously, it's a sucker punch of a defeat. It could have gone so many different ways. There were various different points in the game where it could have turned for Manchester United, but that wasn't to be. Myself and Dean were there yesterday. If you've already seen the match day vlog, then you would have seen that. Dean, how you doing?
Yeah, well, what right? And like, it's hard to ruin the bank holiday weekend. Isn't it?
The weather's been amazing as well, hasn't it?
That's why it'd have been so much better with a win. But obviously it's sour yesterday, to be honest. Well, to be honest, it's been worse. Everything I've seen since just makes me feel worse.
Yeah, Spurs dropping points, obviously, at Arsenal. I was looking for a draw there if United won, but you know, Arsenal dropped points, and those are the teams that we're going to be challenging: Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. Having beaten Chelsea the other week, we've kind of thrown that away now by losing against Palace. Today, Wolves draw against Burnley, and it's like
it's a cup final when you play United.
It just makes that draw midweek feel even worse. The tale of two missed penalties this week, and that Marcus Rashford penalty, he was well struck, probably too well struck. And if he scores that, I think it was about 25 minutes left of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was about 60 minutes into the game.
A lot of times
I felt we were winning. Do you know what I mean? If that goes in, we're winning.
Yeah, I mean, I said to you in the game, I said if we score, the whole tide turns, isn't it? But to be fair, I mean, obviously when we did eventually score, we scored like a minute ago. Not like the tide could massively turn, but
and that's why I think I'm not making an excuse for De Gea. It's an awful error, but he's on the front foot. He's thinking about, we need to. And Patrick van Aanholt took a shot, and you know what I mean. When we're supposed to be probably seeing out a win there at that point, we're chasing the game, and then we're caught off guard and hit with a. It was 70 minutes, so we had 20 minutes left.
25 with the added time. A lot of time to score a lot of goals, really, but just in my opinion, we failed to create. To be honest, it's like I said, I've looked back at the game, and it's like they could have scored more, really. Like if you think of that chance where, they all got 3 of them broke through. I think it was Zaha, Schlupp, and Ayew, and it's like I think it was.
But just after their goal as well, they could have scored.
That's what I mean. It's like, for me, the most disappointing thing is that we don't really look like scoring. And again, we're talking about set pieces, some couple penalties. A penalty.
We shouldn't be relying on penalties against Crystal Palace at home. We should not be relying on penalties against Crystal Palace at home. Those are facts. And we kind of were, and obviously if it goes in, it turns the game. United probably score 2 more goals. It's a 3-1 win routine at home, but we didn't. And from there, we didn't really look like scoring too much. It was obviously a lot of working the ball out wide, trying to hit it into the box. We didn't have anything creatively, really, apart from Paul Pogba, who was trying to make things happen. Sometimes he was hit, sometimes he was missed. Like first half, it was pretty bad. Second half, it was a little bit better. And you're looking around and you're thinking, where is it coming from? Lingard wasn't good enough. That's why I thought Mata should have started.
To be honest,
because away against teams that are going to leave space in behind, Daniel James is perfect. I wouldn't have started Daniel James. Great goal, by the way, but I wouldn't have started him. And I wouldn't have started Lingard.
I mean, I probably would have. To be honest, like I said, our squad ain't that big and ain't that great. But I'd have started Lingard. I mean, I know a lot of people obviously come with this hindsight and say he wouldn't start him. He hasn't had great form, if you like, in terms of results, but I'd have started him. I mean, for me, obviously, kind of is a game for him to open up. Why he comes on with a couple minutes to go back, kind of baffle me. Yet I'm not his biggest fan, but
I think the intensity Lingard provides is better away from home. Like we had no space. Like Daniel James is better when defenses are higher up the pitch. Like we had no space to exploit. It was difficult as it was. So getting even Andreas Pereira maybe is better at threading a ball through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, I with McTominay, I just didn't. I just don't really see what he was poor. Obviously, he's had a couple of games in his time since he's been there, but it's like for me, it's Andreas Pereira. I think would have been more of for that type of game where he's technically way better on the ball and looks to be more proactive going forward. I think he'd have probably suited it a bit more for me. But looking back in hindsight's a beautiful thing. But it's like I think the team selection was
It's
probably
so frustrating, man. 7 points from 9 wouldn't have been bad from those 3 games.
But
you're going to Southampton away thinking less win. Now Southampton away looks difficult. They've beat Brighton on the road, and now that looks difficult. And we got a few tricky fixtures after that. Leicester at home. Then we go, I think, away to. We go away, and then we got like Arsenal at home. So it's West Ham away might be the away game after that. Some tricky games coming up, man.
There is no really. Well, you'd think there's no easy games. I mean, for me, that was. Yesterday was one of the games what I thought was an easy game in terms of Crystal Palace. Like I said, their form last season was poor. They looked great this season, and literally just done an absolute.
I know they beat City last season, but every other team's gonna slap them.
But
every other team's gonna slap them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the same time, it was an absolute banger from Townsend. It's like if they'd have done that, scored an absolute if they'd have done a Nevers. When it's like when Never scored, you can't complain, mate. You managed to Berry, you know what I'm saying? Berry, he could put 2 goals in. They've not done that. They scored a route 1 goal. You know what I'm saying? And then they've scored a little scrappy one where we should again. I think it's Pogba who lost the ball, and it's again you shouldn't be caught in possession there. And
but again, that comes down to not making excuses for him either. You don't lose the ball in those areas of the pitch. But that again comes down to. Why is he playing so? That's why we need extra numbers in midfield because he shouldn't even be picking the ball up. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't be there picking the ball up. It should be someone else getting the ball, bringing that down forward and passing it to him. And yet McTominay's not good enough. He's a good squad player. I give him that. He should be good enough to beat that. Obviously, he's good enough to beat Palace at home, but ultimately it wasn't. And I said it at the start of the season, it's going to be a problem throughout the campaign. I didn't expect it to come up so soon. But not getting that proper right wing guy, I know we got Daniel James, but not getting that central midfielder, it's a problem.
Yeah, I think the fact that we've just neglected that. I mean, midfield weren't great anyway, especially when...
But then we're losing players. Our strike force weren't great, but then we're losing players.
We've got goal scoring was, and then we get rid of Lukaku, and then you're not replacing him. Midfielders again. I know people say Fellaini and Herrera. Herrera was probably more of a starter, but you're still not. They're still more experienced than. I'd rather Fellaini playing McTominay for me. I don't know, or at least I think I seen it was Andy Tate talking about there's no plan B, and it's like they're. I don't know if there's a plan A, to be honest, to kind of the way we play at times, it's just keep pumping the ball.
If I can see, I'm not saying, if I know better than I do, but if I can see that we need a little bit more to break these teams down at home, why aren't we making changes from that game against Wolves? And it weren't an easy game against Wolves. It's early on in the season. Players are still, getting to grips with things. They're probably still feeling a little bit of cramp just after games. Change it up. For this game, going into the game again, freshen it up in the midfield.
But who does he bring in?
There's Fred, there's Pereira.
Where is Fred? I don't even know Fred's that. You get me? For me, Matt is as much as I think he could change. That makes it. But again, I think that's more of a business deal as opposed to a footballing one because he doesn't get into no.
Animesh says, seeing from how Spurs play today, it's not just United who have trouble breaking down teams who sit back. I don't think we should be comparing ourselves to Spurs though, you know what I mean? We should be expecting better reading. But I hear what you're saying. It's not the end of the world. But that is something we see a lot from United.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like we look like we've struggled to score goals anyway. And like I say, the whole obviously we've signed Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, and it's tightened up our back line. We just got it absolutely exposed. They had a couple of chances and took 2 of them, and it's it was game over from there. But I can see your point because obviously it literally was as soon as we took the kick off, literally they just sunk. Crystal Palace literally just sunk back.
Someone said McTominay reminds me of Beckham. Please don't do this. Don't do this.
With hair or what
Yesterday, what frustrated me about McTominay was he wasn't keeping it. You're in there to keep it simple. Win the ball back. Maybe progress the play 5-10 yards, pass it on. The guy was trying to pink balls like he was post. What are you doing, man?
It's all the fans have gassed him up. Man, have put him on the front cover of Pro Evo. Them ones man's thinking he's on the level of I don't know, a Ronnie or something now. He thinks it's as if he thinks he's a different player, and he's become this attacking mid or something. I don't understand it. To me, he's been hella basic from the start. He has had some good games, and to be fair, doing basic stuff. But bro, you can't. Like I say, when you're asking for the ball to be passed forward, he's not the guy.
Kurt says who would be in your starting 11 versus Southampton. So who started? We're looking at De Gea in goal. Awful mistake, but obviously that's not going to be changed. Wan-Bissaka's going to play at right back. Luke Shaw might be injured. Ashley Young, I thought actually in the second half was one of our better players, which says a lot about how bad we were. So we'll probably see Ashley Young coming because Delow's out until after the international break. So that's unfortunate. Centre half, Maguire, Lindelof. We're going to assume we're going to keep going with this. Lindelof. Do you say he made obviously he won a lot of aerial duels. He lost a crucial one because it led to a goal. You
shouldn't be getting.
Do you then say that's a problem?
You shouldn't be getting out jumped by Jeffrey Schlupp, and you know what I'm saying. That should not be happening.
Yeah.
As a centre back, you should not be getting out jumped by Jeffrey Schlupp, in my opinion. I think he starts the next game, but to be honest, I think it's clear. Again, if I was a smaller team, if you like, I'd be doing exactly the same as what Crystal Palace did, especially at Old Trafford. Literally, just stick it on him, innit? And obviously, the flick on, obviously, well, Maguire was kind of caught out of position, but he ain't really got the legs, So I don't know. He keeps his place, but to me, it's not as nailed on that position, I don't think, as people would probably like to think.
Rabadam says you don't want to compare to a CL finalist, really. I don't get what that means, mate. Can you explain a little bit more?
On about to Tottenham
message. Oh, yeah. I guess that's I mean, in terms of when we lose against Palace at home, should we then compare it to Spurs losing at home against Newcastle? Not really, because I think.
But I think they are, well, like you said, they're better than us.
They beat Villa and they drew with City and they've lost against Newcastle, so their records are identical to ours. But you'd say their fixtures were probably because we played Chelsea at home is more difficult than Newcastle and Villa at home, but Wolves away isn't more difficult than City. So yeah. But yeah.
No, but either way, I think we, like you said at the start, I think we need to be looking at us as paired as it is. We need to Arsenal, Chelsea.
I think Spurs as well might come into the mix, and I think in terms of comparing against them, to them rather, I think they're better than us right now. So it's you can compare right now.
Yeah, you can compare, but I think we
got a better coach than us though. Unfortunately.
Is it?
Pochettino's not better than Solskjaer.
Well, I don't know. That might hurt. That might help some people's feelings.
Come on, lad. Let's.
No, I know that, innit? I know that. I wanted Pochettino, innit?
But I've always said this. I want Oli to succeed. I hope he does. But likelihood is he's not.
Yeah, I think it was Jay yesterday said he's won was it 3 and 13? He's won.
Yeah, Adam Wilmot's just made that comment as well.
It's not good. It's not really. Again, obviously,
I think it's unfair to use the end of last season because you bring a lot of things into it, but ultimately those are the facts. Ultimately, those facts aren't pretty.
Yeah,
Is that since Paris as well? So there's been an immediate because we lost that game against Arsenal after Paris. Even though we played quite well. Do you know the game that we lost? And you're thinking we should have won that, we didn't.
My thing is, it's I said it yesterday, it's Ollie's got, again, I know he hasn't had that much control over bringing in certain personnel or whatever, but you just got outdone by Roy Hodgson, and it's as bad as everyone disliked Jose or whatever, I was always confident, literally any manager he goes up against, that kind of one-on-one tactical duel, I always favour Jose in it. And it's I don't, like you've just said, you favour, Pochettino's a better coach, you know what I'm saying, you didn't even... To
be fair, Ali's handled himself out in the big games. It's these little games where he hasn't.
It's now, I don't know, it's I was looking back yesterday, it's like I say, I was saying, in the preview, I was saying 3-0. 3-0, I was saying, and again, that's not...
I said 3-0.
It's not a far-fetched score to kind of predict, because obviously not many people would have predicted we lost, because I'm assuming there's not many people who's laughing at the bookies yesterday or something, but you know what I mean,
Prajwal was saying play the diamond. Now I did, in my predicted 11, I said play the diamond with McTominay, Fred, Pogba, Mata in behind Marshall and Rashford. I thought that would be the way to break them down.
I think the shape we played weren't too, but I just think it's the personnel. I think again, like going back to Pogba giving away the ball, I think a lot of that's because he knows himself. It's like, I need to create something. If it doesn't come through me, it's not coming through McTominay. It's not coming through Daniel James. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as he can beat the kind of last man, if you like, from what I've seen, his delivery don't look great. You know, like he looks like, to me, I don't know, like he looks like one of them, I don't know, become a pro on FIFA or something. It looks like that. Was it Michael Hunter or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, he just looks like that, where he's really fast, but in everything else he's not. He's a bit lacking, and it's a bit like I said, he did score a banger. His goal was a banger, really, but I think there was a chance right in the first half for me he should have buried. And it's like, again, if you take that, if that's a better winger, I think they take that, and I think it's a different game. But like I said, the personnel.
I don't think he should have started. I thought he was quite poor up until his finish, which was great. He does put in a lot of effort and he works hard. That's why fans, of course, will love him. And I'm not putting any unfair criticism at his doorstep, but I just thought yesterday he would have been better coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You know, like when Palace are tired, if it's 1-1, then bring him on. But it's all about CEM, creativity. Lingard is dead weight, says Remy. That's a big position for us as well.
Who else plays?
That's what I mean. We've only got Mata or Gomez. Gomez wasn't even in the squad.
I was saying this yesterday. It's like with Greenwood here, looks like a proper talent. But if you're coming to a team who, like I say, like the only person really who's gonna ever, if I was playing a team, the only person I'm looking to, like, who's gonna pick me out of a ball is Pogba. That's it. And it's like, if he doesn't do it, then no one does it. It's like, you're asking him to come in and just change games, and he's not getting the ball, and he's not got the runners around him. And I think there'd be the same thing if Gomez comes in, to be honest. Like, you know, as good as he is, you're gonna look worse because you're in a poor team, innit? And is that the best scenario for you to come into the team? Because then, like I say, us fans, like, soon, it's like if Greenwood comes in continuously like this and it has no influence on the game, people are gonna start saying, oh, he's just overhyped, and it's not necessarily he's overhyped. It's like, bro, he's coming into a whack team, innit? He's coming to a whack team. And
it's a lot of pressure when he does come onto the pitch as well. I thought it was right to bring him on earlier, but then we didn't bring Mata on early enough, I think, as well. That was an issue for me. Aldi Blaze, Glenn in the comments, Prej Wiles in the comments, Paul, Helen, Glenn's in there as well. What did Glenn just said? You had a question, but I've lost that one. Massive overreaction. Referee cost us the game. As simple as that. Only change I'd do is Pereira for Lingard. Better set piece, he says. Anant. P. Bassi says Llorente is still available on a free.
Come on.
McTominay out. Matic in for the first 60, says Glenn.
What's that?
McTominay out. Matic in.
This is proper. Like,
if Matic is the answer, what is the question?
I think he's better in possession than I think he's a lot better in possession than McTominay, to be honest. And I think he's because he can play the ball. I think not that he would free up Pogba because he's not really got the legs, but I don't know. I think he's an option.
Johnny Blade mentions how Danny James scored like he won the CL when he equalised. Now, what did you make of the criticism of his celebration?
I think I don't know. Like, it's mad because obviously when I'm in a game, I've said it's like a yes, but it's more of a relief that yes, we need to go on and win the game. And I don't know, obviously he's new to United, isn't it? So obviously, like, again, me as a fan, if I scored at Old Trafford, I'd be gassed. You know, them ones like you got to play there, and
and it's like, you know what's mad? Yeah, like I was happy to see Martial and Rashford kind of pulling.
Yeah, like, what you doing?
That's the right thing. That's good to see, and it's good to see his teammates telling that. But I don't think he should be criticised about that. Because, like, I was watching the cricket today, you know, I mean, you can tell I'm getting older. I've started enjoying cricket and shit. And the cricket was actually sick today. And when the geezer did some mad stuff, what's his name? Stokes, yeah. I thought, I wonder how he felt, like, you know, being in the middle of that thing. And then I thought, hold on. Yesterday, people were criticising Daniel James, like, I don't know how it feels to score with very little time left. Even if it is an equaliser, but it's a competitive game,
but it's still
and you've buried it in your second goal, bro. Natural instinct is to go mad. I would have liked if he went mad in the net, grabbed the ball, boom, goal. But he's learning, you know what I mean? And last year he was playing at Swansea. Do you know what I mean? In front of half full crowd and that.
Yeah, but my thing is, it's like like I say, by all means celebrate, like you know, in instance would be to celebrate, but all this like trying to do you're trying to do the Mbappe celebration. It's obviously you've thought about that, innit? It's like, bro, allow that, innit? Just allow it, bro.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, then because I was thinking at times like, bro, straight away as soon as you scored, I looked at the clock, and I think it was like 1.5 minutes left of normal time. It's like, bro, fair play celebrating it, but I don't know what you're flexing on that. Like, say we won the game, like, bro.
Did he do that?
Bro, I seen him standing there and thought he's Mbappe.
I seen him stand there,
mate.
but then when I seen him in the pictures, he's doing.
Yeah, he did that after, but
sure.
It looked like to me he was trying to stand it. Because I'm thinking, bro. Like,
I know he picked himself in his own fantasy team. He's got 2 yellows to dive in. That one this weekend definitely wasn't a dive.
Yeah,
he got kicked on his knee. But then he also got 2 goals. So what's that? He's getting 5 points because 7 points for a goal, -2 for a booking. Jeez.
The thing that's mad is I can't remember who I seen.
He nearly scored in the first half as well. To be fair,
should have scored. I think it was like the first 15 minutes. I'm sure should have scored. Like, but again, to me, it's not technically that good. Like, but yeah.
Helen says Daddy James is poor. Why is he starting for United? I don't think he's been poor when he's been playing for us, but I don't think he's at the required level, at least yet, to be starting for us. Is my opinion on that. Should have celebrated longer, wouldn't have lost the match.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. When we're even saying that, he's mad.
It is funny though.
Yeah, but
it is funny.
It's how far
there was some sketchy officiating versus Palace, but you should never leave a game in the officials' hands, says Paul. Which is bang on, especially against Palace. I understand if we just lost against Real Madrid, like when Nani got sent off and all that. But when it's against Palace at home and you've missed a penalty, you know what I mean?
That's something. Obviously,
there could have been another penalty, though.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's like, and the one where Martial got pulled down as well. It's like, he's that a yellow and that.
I thought that was a pen.
So it's like,
so we could have had 2.
Well, it could have been I think it was in the first half when he spun him and he's pulled him down. It could have been
See, there was some very good moments from Martial, but some very other not good moments. You know,
he's not got any service, and that's the poor thing. It's like he's not got anyone who's really giving him the ball like that. And I think it showed with our goal, like what can happen when we link up and that, but it's not enough of it, to be honest. Like,
it is a shame. I made some player ratings, but the graphics, like, I need to sort out the graphic, man. Dean, David de Gea made the error.
Yeah. Some people are saying it's done and
yeah, well, one person.
Wow, yeah, alright then. Yeah, nah.
It's a big error.
Seeing it at Old Trafford, obviously, he was in Stretford, and so I don't know. It looked like to me, he's just the man's on top of the goal, and that's who just fired at him.
So what's your player rating?
For De Gea,
I'll say 5. If you make a mistake, it could have been 4, but if you're making a mistake like that, 5.
He didn't really have much to do falling off, and that he picked the ball out of the net twice, and that, like. I think he's probably got to go with a 5. I think, like I said, he didn't really have nothing to do, but when he did, he didn't do nothing. Like the first
we've
one,
ended up on 4.5.
If you're doing half measures, I'd probably just say 5, to be honest. But what do I know?
Wan-Bissaka, I'd say 6.
He looked alright going forward.
He didn't seem troubled at the back,
but he didn't really seem like. I don't know, like I think it's more so second half when Zaha could go a bit more, like, you know what I'm saying. And there's a couple, and it's like, I don't know, like you see with the obviously with the second goal, it's a bit fortunate because I think it's cannoned off his knee or something, went straight to Van Aanholt. But I'd probably say a 60. He wasn't great.
He weren't bad,
but
was he? He was like in our top 4 performers.
If there was top 4 performers,
Lindelof,
maybe in it.
5.
Getting out jumped by Schlupp, you need to allow it, mate.
Maguire 6 as well. I'd say he's the same as Wan-Bissaka.
He was. The thing is, even with him, it's like I seen today. I think it was Scoobs. I seen say Maguire's got better feet than McTominay, and there was a ball that he put. I think he put through to Rashford. And it's like, mate, what I said to you in the game, when was the last time we've had a defender who can do that? To be fair, apart from Pogba, and I know he didn't have a great game, but apart from Pogba, I don't really know any player in that team that could have played that ball. To be honest, like. But
Pereira can.
Yeah, well, you know, well, yeah. To be fair, Matt probably good to be fair.
Pereira, not Herrera. So we've done Lindelof, we've done Maguire 6.
Yeah, probably say 6.
Luke Shaw. Well, he went off
injured. So.
Just after they scored. That was possibly an issue in terms of he may have been covering Lindelof, innit?
Was it?
From that left. Because he was injured at the time. When
Yeah.
Young, 6. Because I don't think he was particularly bad. He did get a bit. There was a clip of him getting run a little bit ragged by Wan-Bissaka, but Wan-Bissaka never got to cross him, so you know. Prejual says 5 for sure and 6 for Young. McTominay, so 4, 5, 5.
5, isn't it?
Can't be too harsh on him, but 5. Pogba.
5, isn't it?
I'd say he was better than McTominay, but not enough to really get a 6. Innit?
Not really. It's like I seen on Twitter today. I seen a little compilation of him giving the ball away yesterday, and it's funny watching it back. But again, to me, a lot of it's because he's literally it's you or nothing. It's you or broke, mate. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't have a great game. I'd probably give him a 5, to be honest.
Yeah, same. Then it's Lingard.
5.
Close to a 4, you know.
Close to a 4 on that.
But I'd say 5. Because there was some basics. You expect the basics from Justin. He wasn't doing the basics well yesterday. Some of his first touches were abysmal.
Yeah.
Some of his passes were just off. Like, you expect him to get that right at least. He didn't.
Daniel James. He scored a goal, then. So
I'd say I feel like 7's too much. 6.5. But then 6 is too little when you score a goal like that.
It's against Crystal Palace, though, isn't it? No disrespect. But yo, I don't know. I'd probably give him a 6, to be honest. Like I say, to me, he should have scored early in the game. And really, apart from the goal, what did he really offer? He's not like the greatest.
He was offering an outlet, and I think if you have someone who can thread the ball through to him more often, then they'll find him more. But I do hear what you're saying. If he didn't score that goal, I would have been giving him a 5, definitely.
That's what I mean. And his celebration kind of done him over as well, because it's like I said, you need to just get.
Glenn says Pogba 7, Lingard 3 says Malik.
Lingard 3.
Rashford.
I thought he was poor, to be honest, and probably give him 5. Man. Obviously, he missed a pen, but even regardless of the pen, I don't think he was great, to be honest.
Martial.
I'll probably give Martial a 6, to be honest. I think he was the tidiest of the players we had, I thought. But again, he didn't have. He's feeding on scraps, man. Absolute scraps.
Helen is off form today. She's having a mare tonight. She's saying James 1, McTominay 8. I think Helen might be Scott McTominay's ghost YouTube account. I reckon. But then Scott McTominay loves Daniel James, so would he do Daniel James like that?
That's true.
Pradwell says Rash for a 4. Harsh, but could be true. Johnny says Martial looks really good up top. Pradwell says Martial 6. Pradwell's on it. Greenwood 8. Greenwood come on, didn't do much, did he? Who else came on? We've done Ashley on who came. Matt came
with 5
didn't
minutes.
really have too much time. If you're going to he's not an explosive player where you can bring him on and he's going to have 4 or 5 runs in 5 minutes. If you're going to bring him on, you need to give him at least 10-15 minutes. And I do think Ali got his selection wrong against Crystal Palace. And I think he got his subs wrong against Wolves. And the Mata one came too late.
Yeah. So
I think he could have done better there.
I think it's Rudy Lopez keeps saying Joel Ali getting criticised after 3 games, but is that more than 3 games, isn't it? Really,
But in this league season, the squad we've got is a completely different squad to last season. It's worse than last season. The defence is better. The midfield's worse. The attack's worse.
The thing is for me as well, it's going to get worse as well in terms of our fixture build up, and at the moment. Playing, you know what I'm saying, we're playing once a week. We're going to be playing Thursday, Sunday, and that's a killer anyway.
Yeah.
And it's I just don't. What team plays in the Europa? Even if we just allow the Europa League, who even plays in that? Because that squad's so
in the Europa League, I'd go with. Let's say we're picking a game for a Europa League tomorrow. I'd go with Romero in goal, Young at left back, Delort at right back if he was fit, obviously. Smalling and Jones, or Smalling and Rojo, or something, or Transabi and someone. Transabi therefore, and then midfield you could go Matic, Pereira, Fred, Matic, Fred, Mata, Greenwood, Daniel James, Chong.
Personally, I'm thinking even now, like, is Europa League not our best chance of Champions League football? Like?
We should be able to do some of the group stages, especially the home games with those kind of teams. Away from home, maybe you bring a Pogba and a Rashford and a Martial. But at home, against...
We're struggling anyway, man. I don't know. I just think it's like, obviously, Jose, when he was on Sky Sports, the Super Sunday, he was saying, like, you know, when he said, he was asked, like, what the expectation would be, and he said straight away, full enough, he said we should win the Europa League. Like, obviously, he won it with us. But I think, again, to be honest, not that we should win it, but is that not our best, that's surely our best route into the Champions League? Especially the way we're looking, like, dropping points onto Crystal Palace, like. And like I say, it's not... I think they had more clearer chances than us. That's the worst thing about it for me.
We have got an opportunity to turn it around, and hopefully, if we can beat Southampton, then it's still not ideal. But going into the break, 7 points out of 12, that's not what we would have wanted. We would have wanted at least 10. But then you go into it and you think, right, we've got some tricky fixtures, but it's a big opportunity to build some confidence again. And if you win those games, but then the thing is, dropping these points against Palace, it's already left us playing catch up.
Your man here, who's your man here, and this SBU talking about Rashford's got no finesse or free kicks. Like, preach, bro. Your man just blasted him.
Ronaldo in it.
But he's not got the. He's not.
One in 20 hit the target.
To me, I don't understand him.
He must be very good in training to continuously get taken. Like Matt was perfect for some of ours yesterday.
Yeah,
really close.
The Pogba one, the last Pogba, the one that Pogba had, and he's only just got it over. I agree that Matt would have. I think he'd have definitely. Wow. I think he's got more finesse than that to just whip that top bins and that. But I don't understand Rashford on certain of these set pieces to us. Even at set pieces, like why is Luke Shaw taking the corners from like the right hand side? Like, I don't understand that. And you just and we never score from corners, and he's just a million miles from where he needs to be once the corner's been whipped. It baffles me. So how have we not got a decent free?
We need Fred to come good ASAP. That's what we need. Amir's kind of saying the same thing. We need Fred to play as central defensive midfielder and Pogba as can. Pogba is wasted in deep midfield. James Garner should be part of the 18 by the end of the season. I'm so tired of everyone blaming Pogba, as Caroline Savage saying, yeah. Irish Atheist, thank you for the nice comment. Rashford is a hothead, needs to calm down, says excess to the rave zone. Anything that we've missed out from the weekend? We've spoke about De Gea's mistake, awful.
I was going to mention obviously this whole Rashford and the racism nonsense. Like,
see, it's just people looking for the same reaction again, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nonsense.
Stupid.
But touching on Fred, obviously I think it was it Jose who said he said that you'll see the best of Fred when he's got a good defence behind him. And arguably now we've got a better defence than we had. So it's like obviously when it does come back, he kind of does need to kind of fix up really.
If he can become this £50 million midfielder we signed, that goal from Cantona there, or is it Lee Sharp? If he can become that £50 million midfielder that we signed, then geez, I think he's. Then we maybe not have got that midfield problem that we think we've got.
I think we're still lacking on numbers. Like
yeah, definitely, but it's not as big as it. Because right now I'm considering Fred is done. Not done, but he's not providing anything really.
Well, from when he's got the whole debacle with his wedding and whatever, it's a bit mad to be honest. Like, I don't even know how
he's going to the Copa America and he wasn't even playing, bro. What are you on? You're an idiot, absolute idiot. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back later this week with much more content. We'll have the Weekly United at the end of the week, the preview for the Southampton game, reaction from the Southampton game as well. I'll be at St Mary's, so should have a match day vlog, and we'll get some more stuff done this week as well. I've got a bit more of a 3 weeks, so probably get some straight up stuff done as well before I go on holiday. Dean, any final words before you go? Follow him at Straight Up D. Is that the one? I need to put that graphic back on again.
I don't even know, man. Like, I try to stay positive on it, but It's hard out here. You get me?
It is very hard out here. To be fair, because obviously.
Dropping points at the Palace is not the way to go about it. You get me?
Is that your thing now? Has it changed?
Nah, it's changed now.
Alright,
Been
well,
updated still.
well, that was a whole waste of time then, wasn't it? Let me put that one back on, because that is not Dean's Twitter handle.
Nah, but a couple of people follow me still. I'll check them out. You get me?
Alright, cool. I just retweeted his tweet anyway, so yeah, check it out there. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to the Aftermath again. We're here after every single game, doing the Aftermath live the day after the game. So yeah, keep it locked throughout the season. Make sure you subscribe and comment and share. And for now, I've been Adam, he's been Dean. We're gone.